Okay, StreamYard tells me it's working now. Is it working now? Somebody tell me. Is it working now? Yes. Hurrah, huzzah, huzzah, huzzah. Double checking. Yep, okay. Hunky dory. Ray, fucking StreamYard, honestly. Ugh, almost put me off. Okay, but you know what? I'm going to make at least one cocktail. I'm going to make the nutty colada. I actually do. Celtic King. Everyone sounds good in the shower. Get that extra resonance. I was singing in the shower this morning to a Billy Bragg song. Very old Billy Bragg song called The Only One. All right, let's friggin' do this. What's that? Oh, it's a beautifully clarified cocktail. I might have some of that later. Okay. Gonna do this. Oh, okay. Okay now. Got to keep my average up to stay ahead so I can work on the documentary, which I might talk about again for a bit on the stream. Is that a planning meeting for it today? But now I'm going to make a nutty colada. So we've got white lemon, pineapple syrup, or coconut water, lime juice. Okay. Pineapple rum, which is almost all gone. Oh wow, that's sounds like it's effervescing a bit. Okay. Not optimal for syrup. Okay. Going to shake the booty off this one. You know what? I'm going to go and get a bit of mint to use as a garnish. I just decided this would be nice with mint as a garnish. Oh, you're trying Negronis tonight. Good luck with that. Got a nice mint bouquet. Wait, I also have. Where's my dried lime? I have dried lime garnishes here. I could use that as well. Seriously, I have crap everywhere here. Where are my dried lime garnishes? There they are. Tipple topper. I'm going to put a dried lime garnish in there as well. We're getting fancy, folks. Now I'm going to sit down. Right. That there, that there, that there. Turn this on. Get this on. Boot here, I think. How's that? Turn it. Yeah, that's about right. All right. Oh wait, nutty colada. This is with white rum. White rum. All righty. Let's make this. Man, that pineapple is yum. Lime juice. $15 macadamia liqueur. $60 of coconut water. Okay, that's happening. Gotta put people for man, they smell really good. Yeah. Is there a bigger one? That's what she said. All right, I'm going all out with the garnishes in a way I usually don't. Okay. I want the glass from here. That's all good. Might as well start this. Get some ice pepperminge. Right. Do the dirty job. Right. Oh, I made it look so pretty and photogenic. Very fancy. I'm a fancy boy. I'll take a picture of it while I think of it. Because I made it look so photogenic. There we go. Okay. Now these go over here. And a scoop. Turn that on. Turn the video camera on. Hello, Dr. Abigail. That looks ready to. Oh, Jesus. Got on the power cord. Ugh, such a pain, that power cord. Okay, that. G'day, cocktail lovers. This is a variation on a pina colada. I came up with some friends when we were discussing different ways to serve pina coladas. Yeah, they can be blended. You can serve them up. There's a whole bunch of creative ways you can serve a pina colada. And we talked about how some people don't like the coconut cream or cream of coconut that's usually in a pina colada. It's a bit heavy. And so I thought, well, that's one variation we'll do. We'll use coconut water instead of cream of coconut. But then I wanted something that would give that sort of rich feel as well. And I'd made this pineapple syrup, which is super yummy. And so I thought that will go in there. And then we were just experimenting with flavors and going, let's throw something a bit different, some nutty elements. Another flavor associated with the tropics is macadamia. And this here is one of my favorite things, macadamia and wattle seed liqueur from the Brookies distillery, Byron Bay, New South Wales. And there's a barrel-aged version that I probably like even more. And so that's going in as well. That's fitting in with the whole tropical vibe, I think. But now I need to actually try this, whip a straw in here. Mm-hmm. I really like this. Here's how we make it. In a shaker, put 60 mils or 2 ounces of white rum. We'll follow that with 30 mils, 1 ounce of pineapple syrup, and 30 mils, 1 ounce of lime juice, then half an ounce or 15 mils of macadamia liqueur, half an ounce or 15 mils of orgeat, and finally doing 2 ounces or 60 mils of coconut water. Add a lot of ice to the shaker, shake that good and hard for 10 or 15 seconds to chill and dilute the drink. Then for serving, I'm doing a dirty dump into a tall glass, and I want to make these look pretty. So after waking up a sprig of mint by slapping it about a little bit, putting that in the glass, and also putting in a wheel of dried lime. You could honestly keep going with the garnishes. With the tropical drinks, that's often a thing. You can put a little umbrella in, put a slice of pineapple or candied pineapple, whatever you like. This is more trouble than I usually go to. I was inspired. This is a really nice drink. It's a fun variation on a pina colada. And I'm going to kick back and pretend I'm on a beach somewhere. Wherever you are, I hope you're taking care. And I hope to see you again sometime soon. Until I do see you again, I will say cheers. All right, put a few lids on these things before I sit down to avoid accidents later, because that's a thing that might happen. All right. All right. A little bit more settled in. All right, there you go. I've got sticky stuff all over. All right. You know what? I think I'm going to put a cherry in this too, just because I like cherries so much. And a piece of orange peel to flavour. This is Angry's hot chocolate in the morning. Okay, now that's it. Dude, I haven't switched off any of these cameras. I need to do that. Oh, let's do that. Put that over here. Switch this off. Put it over there. And I'll sit down. Hello, Greg. How's it going? Oh, I for some reason put a due date on that. Accidentally touched something. Good. Okay. So, now sit down. What'd you say, Dr. Abigail? If you don't like cream of coconut in a pina colada, probably don't like walks in the sun or getting caught in the rain. I love cream of coconut. It was just a variation I came up with. Like I said, now I'm pretending I'm on a beach. Oh, man, that is really good, in fact. A little bit of orange action happening on there as well. Nice. Oh, Greg, seeing you're here, if you're still interested in, doing camera work for a distillery documentary, which is definitely going to happen, I was thinking I want to catch up with you and Heine as well, who wanted to get involved. Maybe even next weekend. But tell you what, I'll message you on Discord about it. All right, it's all happening. So many garnishes on this drink. Yes. Okay, we'll try and set something up on Discord because I actually want to start talking about the technical side of things and who could do what, as it were. Oh, man, this drink is really good. Even with all that stuff in there, that rum's carrying through. The Jimmy Rum Silver has a nice funk to it. Got that sort of hints of ripe tropical fruit, bananas, pineapple. It's yummy. That's a fairly sweet drink, actually. It maybe could have had less of my pineapple syrup in it, but I don't care. Pineapple syrup is yummy. Goes very well with that rum. I do but regret I'm not by a beach in the sun or a pool. Maybe a pool would be okay. I need to win lotto and get one of those houses as the outdoor entertaining thing with a pool. Have a bar by the pool. Just make drinks and then go float on a inflatable thing in the pool with a nice tall drink. Oh, so yummy. Oh, okay. So are you using Campari? Because that'd be the nasty fucking aftertaste. Campari is way too bitter for me and kicks you in the head. But even if you substituted another bitter aperitif, that could be the thing. So my initial thought, if your Negroni has a nasty aftertaste, is blame the Campari. Because do not like. What's it going to do? I was brain work. Wait, what's the weather this week? Has it changed? 24, 27, 33, 34, 22. So hot in the middle of the week. And then it might rain, shower Thursday, Friday, maybe even Saturday. But it's supposed to cool down Thursday night going into Friday. Oh, well, that's good to know. Tuesday looks a bit warm. Tomorrow looks just pleasant, honestly, up to 24. That's kind of my favorite, below 25 Celsius. 22 to 25 Celsius is about my favorite. Just pleasantly warm. After that, it's actually moving into hot. And below that, it's leaning towards cool. But that's just the usual sort of shenanigans. Yeah, so the ongoing quest to win lotto, because that's a thing that's sensible to want. Maybe I should have put some bitters in there to cut the sweetness. Too late now. Maybe put the tiki bitters in it. You know what? I might do it now. See what difference that makes. Where's my tiki bitters? Almonds. Elmacule. Tiki berries. Just put a little bit in. See what it's like. Little bit of the tiki bitters. And put in there tiki bitters. Does it taste any different? Oh yeah, I can taste that. That was actually a pretty good idea. Should have done it originally. C'est la vie. Live and learn. But it's, you know, it's a happening thing. Okay, sorry, I was just looking at someone's YouTube channel. It's really weird. He seems to upload the same video, cuts of the same video, multiple times with different titles, which is very interesting. Got to look into that a bit more. But I hope you fine fair folk are feeling well. Goodness me. Okay, I'm trying to perk up. I don't know why I need to perk up. I got good sleep last night. And I got asylum seekers put in our remote prison island because we're all pieces of shit. What's Morrison? Oh God, Morrison's being a fuckhead. Oh, I mean, honestly, that goes without saying, it doesn't. I don't even want to delve into it. But he's a piece of shit. Going at it fucking I don't even want to fucking talk about it. There are beer cocktails, and I hate beer, so I don't make them. The most famous is pretty straightforward, just called a Boilermaker. It's like a beer that you drop a shot into. But there are more subtle ones than that. But I don't make them because I don't like beer. Beer is completely off the table. I just do not like beer. And it's kind of like Campari. People say, oh, you should try it. No, I have decided I don't fucking like it. And so I'm not going to have it in anything. Why subject myself to something that I don't like? This is what I find myself asking. I think, what was the other cocktail I had for use a little bit of my coconut water? Which one was it? Looking at the list. Oh yeah, pineapple, macadamia, daiquiri. Right. I'm going to make that. So, Greg, tell about the Good Beer Week. They had some famous cocktail maker making cocktails tasted like beer. The event sold out. Well, see, again, I'm in a comparatively small group, not liking beer at all. Well, you got yourself a level up in the cocktail mixing. Okay, I have to check that out. Let me get the Discord happening. Wait for it to open. Oh, nice. Oh, okay. Sorry, I'll share so people know what the hell I'm talking about. I've seen this type of one. Okay, so it's nice. Having a shaker set is good. And that's the one. You twist that thing and it's got recipes, is my guess. I feel sure I've seen that. But yeah, having a shaker and a strainer and a measuring jigger, that's what you want. That looks like a cobbler, like you take the top off and it's got a little strainer. They can be good. They can get annoying. I use the 2-part one that is called Boston Shaker, but that's a nice looking set you have there. So your last cocktail mixer didn't have the rubber lid. Okay. Oh no, I'm so mad at you for making toast and Negroni. Yeah. Did you use Campari? I don't like Campari. And as a general rule, Greg, I agree. Rum is good. Get the Boston Shaker at level 8. Yeah, my I've never had a cobbler. I have this one. This is my older one. I still use 2-piece. It's kind of a top like a cobbler, but there's no strainer. Like you take the whole thing off. This is called a Parisian. It's just sitting here. I don't use it very much. But yes, the 2 halves of the Boston Shaker is the one I prefer now. Okay, yeah, you did use Campari. Went straight from the book. Yeah, that's proper Negroni with Campari. And I feel like you're now in my camp of, ooh. Good recovery. Good recovery, Strictly Sega. Pina Colada. This one was yummy. Yeah. I have some plans for some cream of coconut. It's in the supermarket. There's a really big thing that was really cheap, but I'm going to use it all at once. And I'm going to do a variation of a thing I've done before. I'm going to mix some cream of coconut with rum and then freeze it in a nice cube tray. And it will semi-freeze. The alcohol won't let it freeze altogether, but it'll preserve it and freeze it. And then when you want to put it in a drink, you just pop the ice cube out, put it in with the other stuff, and shake, and it will melt very quickly, but it will be really icy cold. Yeah, that might help. Putting some more orange Bickfords in the Negroni. Yeah. Yeah, I just can't do Campari, basically. I tried because it was such a trendy drink in Melbourne. Everyone serves it. And they'll have these little variations. What I learned is do not like Campari, no matter how you try to disguise it. This is now a fidget toy for me. The peach whiskey thing I put together on Friday. I promised to leave for a week. I'll try it on next Friday's stream, I think. But you've got to mix occasionally, but I agitate it more than I probably need to. It's like a fidget toy. Thought someone's ashes might have been in the cocktail shaker, Celtic. Nice. Growing the booze shelf. Oh man, it's habit forming. Doing the booze shelf is dangerous stuff. I say that as someone who really likes it. Anyway, okay, I am going to make one more drink. I'm going to make a pineapple macadamia daiquiri. All right. I'm going to change this up a bit. I was originally going to do. Okay. There. Bring this back here for the making of. This camera over here. So this is going to be a short, so this won't take me long to shoot. Where's the GoPro gone? Go. Okay. So we put white rum back and pineapple rum comes out. I don't want to use up the pineapple rum too. I've had it for a long time. And it's on special every now and then, so I might get it next time it's on special. Okay. Hello. Pineapple macadamia liqueur. Okay. Don't want water. Don't want that. Do want lime juice. Do want coconut water. Macadamia. Pineapple. I'm not even cleaning that. Okay. What are you doing? 45 mils of pineapple rum. Okie dokie. Now, let's get this ready. Okie dokie. That's about right. Let's play that funky music one ball. Play that boogie and play that funky music. Get that. Where's the feline? All right. Couple of drops of feline to make the flavors pop. They're going to be an apartment. I think so. So stuck to the end. Come on, you asshole. Okay, you know what? Fuck it. Do this. Put that one in there to really chill it. Okay. And I'm gonna do a coop. Right. Got this shit up. We will strain this sucker. Get you sucking. All right, that's made. Turn that off. Move this around here. And this one. And we are ready to go, 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 go. Ah. G'day, cocktail lovers. The daiquiri is one of my favorite cocktails. Nice and simple and a great way to try out a new rum. This is a little variation called a pineapple macadamia daiquiri. I'm giving it a taste. Ooh, this one's well worth trying. Here's how we make it. In a shaker, put 45 ml or 1.5 ounces of pineapple rum, then 1 ounce or 30 ml of macadamia liqueur. After that, 1/2 ounce or 15 ml of lime juice, and 10 ml or 1/3 of an ounce of coconut water, and just 3 drops of saline to make the flavors pop. Add ice to the shaker, shake that for 10 to 15 seconds to chill and dilute the drink, and then strain that into a chilled coupe. And there's a plane going over here, which my microphone is probably picking up. How long is it going to take to go all the way over? I think it's going to win. Which gives us the pineapple macadamia daiquiri. If you like a daiquiri, and who doesn't, I really recommend you try this variation. Give it a go. Cheers. You know what? I'm also just going. Ugh. I think the other one gave me a sweet tooth. I am going to add some orgeat. Video's done, so the video's alive. I actually prefer it like this. Let's go. Okay. Just going to re-shake this somewhere. You know what? I'm going to put some of the tiki bitters in too. Fuck it. Guys, a little of the coconut water. What are we doing here? Orgeat. Do. And where did I put the cheeky bitters? Where did I put the cheeky bitters? No, I left it over here. Some cheeky bitters in. Going to town now with a little variation. Do. Got to get the horse and salted. All right. Now I'm putting all my garnishes back in there. Because I'm a weirdo. Is that Radiohead? I'm a freak. I'm a weirdo. What the hell am I doing here? I don't belong here. Oh. Okay, what are we doing? Do I make fresh juice? Well, that's, fresh lime juice that I squeezed. Got limes from the supermarket. So I use fresh lime and fresh orange juice usually. And sometimes, I might make fresh pineapple juice. The one I got from the supermarket was, not fresh, but it's the Golden Circle pine coconut fruit drink, but reduced that down and turned it into a syrup, which is fucking yum. I was wondering how AIDS's ashes came up. Celtic thinking a cocktail shaker had ashes in it. Do you ever tell you about regular cleaning getting back from holidays? Went to Somalia. Nice. I like the sound of that. Gifts from Somalia. That's pretty cool. Oh, yeah, that's better. I cannot be arsed to go back and remake the video. Tasted it and thought, that's not bad. But yes, with the orgeat and the bitters, I prefer it. Still my favorite. Fresh juice is a meal replacement. Oh, you would get you would get hardcore people going off at you at that because fresh juice, a lot of sugar. I don't think that's a bad thing, but because I'm not one of those diet weirdos, but you would definitely get the diet weirdos go at you for drinking juice, too much sugar. I actually disagree with them. Oh, yep, no, that is much better. So while Euclina was in Africa, she visited family, traveled around Somalia, Tanzania, Nigeria, been around. Hell, sounds like she had a great time. Good stuff. Hmm. Yum. Oh. 8:48. Okay, so that's good. I'm just gonna chill out now. Wowzers. What on earth is going on out there? Hmm. Oh, good Lord. Sorry. I thought, what's that story about? And it's too stupid, and the person involved is too stupid, and I don't even want to say it. The Guardian has these sort of love story things they call The Moment I Knew. And some of the headlines are very entertaining. And they're meant to be, obviously, but this one is The Moment I Knew. We were intimate partners during lockdown. Then he asked me to be his potato queen. So, Oh, wow. Okay, that was a weird random headline I saw. There was a lotto win in America. It was $36 million, but the winning ticket wasn't registered and no one claimed it. So somebody won that lotto, but they never claimed it. Dang. Well, I hope they never check their ticket then. Hey, Wolf Queen, how you doing? You've been told not to have avocado or milk because it's too fatty? Nah, it's, again, a lot of that diet advice is fucking bullshit. It really is. Yes. Do you want to know more about the Potato Queen? And yes, I did watch Halo Suffer. I'm still really waiting for it to get going. Not sure I agree with the pacing on it. All right. We're going to find out about the Potato Queen. Matched on a dating app in April 2020. We're in lockdown doing Zoom dates. And they met the government's definition of intimate partners out of a while. Someone had given the guy the nickname Potato King because he loves potatoes. His first job was at Lord of the Fries, likes fancy chips. Made a potato gem layer bake. Oh dear. Pickled cucumbers and spring onions and beans. That sounds terrible. We consumed a 1 kilogram bag of potato gems. More power to you, honestly. Curled up in bed later, both of us bloated and satisfied. He said, "Will you be my potato queen?" That's funny. You were designing a potato queen shirt. Nice. There you go. Someone near you won 2.8 million. See, that's a healthy amount. Oh, okay? You're the first one who picked up on the different glasses. These are basically these are older glasses. These are the same as the ones I was wearing, except with dark rims. These are my older ones. I freaking woke up on Saturday morning, went to get my glasses, and it's like screw here had popped out at some point where I'd never noticed. No, on Saturday night that happened, so I just noticed it this morning. So I had to get an older pair of glasses because I couldn't find the screw, and the thing had friend popped out. It was very weird. You maybe don't love potatoes as much as that guy. I know it was, wasn't it? You know, they literally ate a kilo of potato gems together. And because everyone called him Potato King, he said, "Would you be my potato queen?" Oh, yes, please, Wolf Queen. I would love to see your shirt design. Are you on my Discord? That would be the easiest place to put it. But if you want to send it some other way, let me know. Or if you're not in the Discord and you want to join, I can put the link in. And then you can happily ignore it if you want. But, you know, I would be keen on seeing your Potato Queen design. Sounds like a win to me. Oh dear. So that was the Potato Queen story. Summary of Tasmanian politics. Australia's sole Liberal government is floundering. Labor's faring even worse. So nobody thinks anyone's going to get a majority in the Tasmanian election. The Liberal government's been in power for 10 years. They lost a handful of MPs to retirement and rebellion. So the former premier resigned during COVID, citing exhaustion, which seems fair. So, yeah, there's whole things. Early election being called because of people leaving the party and going to the crossbench. Liberal government goes into the campaign expected to win the most seats, but not necessarily enough to form majority. Many problems facing the state are systemic, having existed when Labor was in power before 2014. Someone at Uni of Tasmania says the election should be challenging for the Liberals. It's hard for any government to win a fourth term. You got baggage. Government has one thing working in its favour. Labor Party doesn't appear to have rebuilt in opposition. Oh, goodness me. What's going to happen in Tasmania, hey? No, that's fine. Discord gives you anxiety. That's fine. How do you want to say? Hey, Chog, how are you doing, by the way? Justin, I don't know. It's not looking like it. The suggestions are Labor will win so few seats. They can't form a coalition. Oh. But who knows? Anything could happen. So, yes. Oh, you sent it on Twitter, Wolfgang. Okay, thank you. I will open the Twitters. And oh god, in which browser am I? I'm logged into Twitter in this browser. Good-o. Oh my god, that's fantastic. Sorry. What am I saying? Sorry. I love it. That is absolutely fantastic. The Potato Queen. I love that so much. That is absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing that with me. Chog, you're doing okay? A little depressed? Oh, yeah, weekend. What are you going to do? The whole thing. I think you may be right, Safa. No National Party in Tasmania. It's just Greens, Labor, and Liberal. Okay. Late permission. I've already shared it. That is absolutely fantastic. I really like that design. You've done great. No, I haven't had any hangovers. Didn't even drink that much on Friday night. And date night was good. We went to a place in our old stomping ground in Balaclava called Rufio. Second time we've been there because it's like a sister restaurant to one we like called Repeat Offender. People who own Repeat Offender opened a second one, Rufio. We went there in June last year, and it was okay, but it paled in comparison to Repeat Offender that we really liked. But it was new, and we thought maybe give him 6 months, come back in summer, and see what it's like. And I feel kind of confident that everything had improved. The cocktails had improved, the food had improved. So did not regret going back there. Suggestion saying ACT and Tasmania have the same weird Hare Clark electoral system. Senate voting system. Everyone. Oh, yeah. Weird voting systems, yes. It was actually pretty crowded. It's a very popular venue. A younger crowd over there, Caulfield over here, old people. Balaclava, East St Kilda, young people. We may well have been the oldest people in the restaurant. Some very young folk. Someone seemed to have been having a surprise party, which was very cute. There's a big table of people, and then someone sort of rounded the corner, came down the steps, and there's and this person and the steps, and so I think it was a surprise party for someone, which is very cute. But yes, if you're in the area, which is like Balaclava, East St Kilda, I can recommend Rufio. My favorite bit of the week, they have these set menus. You can just order individual things, but there's like set menus where they bring you multiple courses, including vegan options, which is nice for vegans. I'm not a vegan, so I don't care, but it's nice. High quality vegan food. But yes, my pick of the food, because it's Central South American inspired food, and it was this tostada topped with beef. What do you call beef brisket? And man, whatever sauce they had in it was absolutely killer. So tostada is like a crispy tortilla pizza base with stuff. Oh my god, it was so good. And some really good cocktails as well. I'd have to look up what favorite one was, because it was a custom house one, and it was like had coconut tequila and other stuff, and it was good. Hello, Mrs. Chog. How you doing? Oh, you've been sick. Oh yeah, kid and daycare, sick people. Also, kids, daycare, school, fucking germ factories. Having gone through it myself, it's so hard to not be sick. Oh yeah, no, that voting system's so weird, Justin. You're right. Well, the most recent mail in the PO box was from Strictly, but I had these the other day. It's the discs of the playlist. Still have to have an excuse to go on a drive and play them in the car. I haven't found anything else that plays CDs around here, but we'll do it at some point. And I did get one of, this. Wait, I don't know if you're saying this because you knew I was fiddling with it when we had a call earlier. Showed this up. I got this a couple of weeks ago. The novelty fake banknote inspired by the real, very high dollar value banknotes from Zimbabwe. From when were they being issued? Like 15 years ago? Something like that. Also, Mrs. Angry and mine 19th anniversary. So there you go. No, don't send me your old iPad. That's fine, Justin. Oh, okay. You know what? You've been so worried about that Strictly Sega. I might just take them out to the car when I'm going on a short drive to see if they work. Oh, I don't know. I feel like I feel sufficiently loved. Toby's got all this religious stuff coming to me. Thank you, Heine. Oh, and you might not have been on the stream when I said it earlier. I said it when Greg came in, but because both yourself and Greg volunteered your camera skills for the distillery doco, I'm going to ping you on Discord this week to try and organize a catch up to actually talk about what you have. Oh, no, someone sent me this, Dr. Abigail. This arrived in my mailbox unsolicited. I actually don't know who sent this to me. But the return address was the post office boxes near where you live. So there was actual real banknotes issued by Zimbabwe. I think it was $1 trillion. I'm not sure what the highest real one was. And someone's gone to a lot of trouble to make this novelty fake note with this. It's like golden plastic. But it bugs me they've used the wrong language. They wanted something for a big number, and they went with yotta. But yotta's a measurement, not a numerical amount. And so they've made up the thing yotta-lillion, which I find really annoying. They should have, used quintillion or decillion or whatever the fuck is an actual numeric thing. But I like it a lot, though. It's so pretty. It's golden. And it's designed very much like the Zimbabwean banknotes that they really issued. No, okay. So, yeah, okay. We'll try and organize a catch-up on Discord this week, Heine. Safa, the biblical stuff comes intermittently, semi-regularly. So discs automatically wouldn't care. They took you out. Okay, so I really hope they work. Yeah, it's like making a mixtape. Chog $1 trillion. And the fun thing was the $1 trillion was of virtually no value. Like at the time, you probably could have got more with $1 American dollar. No note. There was no note, and they didn't say who it was, and it said on the back of the envelope, if unclaimed, please return to, and it's a post office box thing. I know it was a missed opportunity. They used the wrong terminology, which bugs me because they went to quite a lot of trouble to make this, and you can buy these online. I looked them up after I got it, and they're all over the place online. But it bugs me that they used the wrong terminology. Was it under Mugabe? Yes. So if I quickly look it up, Zimbabwe currency. They kept changing and revaluing the dollar. No, they actually issued a real banknote labeled $100 trillion. I will actually share a picture of it with you. This was an actual real banknote that was of virtually no value. But that was a real banknote. You see that these people have used similar design. Where are we? Similar design, got the rocks on it and whatnot. But that's a real, actual banknote that was worth almost nothing. $100 trillion. Chog, are you talking about in terms of like American dollars? We all need to invest in guillotines, is what I'm saying. It's always worth bearing in mind that wealth is imaginary. I know that banknote thing was friggin' wild. You can still get them in some, numismatists, people who do coin and stamp collecting stuff. I almost got a whole set of them because they just kept releasing higher and higher denomination banknotes. And there was a place in Melbourne that had them for a while. It was like, for $50 you could get a dozen of these banknotes that just went higher and higher and higher in face value. Look over on Twitch. EOR Explores. Hello, how are you? Always feel like telling anyone who watches on Twitch I'm using something called StreamYard to restream to multiple platforms. Most people watch me on YouTube. Some people watch me on Twitch. Some people even watch on Facebook occasionally. So, welcome. And we're just we're shooting the breeze. You walk in as we're talking about weird banknotes. This is a novelty one that someone sent me, not real, but inspired by the real Zimbabwean banknotes, which went up to 100 trillion Zimbabwean dollars. Will I be a revolutionary leader? I would like to be an advisor behind the scenes to the revolutionary leaders, because revolutionary leaders often end up in front of a firing squad. So I would prefer to not be the public face of the revolution, but I'm more than happy to advise the revolutionary leaders. Jeff Bezos and Elon. Oh my God. I swear to God. And this is what I said. People say, oh, do you support capitalism or socialism? I would support a capital-based system if the people with the wealth, if everyone involved in the actual production of that wealth was paid properly and they weren't pulling continual scams to rip people off and offshore things to countries where they're having people in virtual slavery conditions. And also, if they paid for the cleanup costs for what they were doing, if they paid for the environmental damage and the climate damage they were doing. And climate damage, I'm talking AI now, because those things, the server farms required to run those use so much energy. It's ridiculous. EOR, philately versus numismatism. Okay, you sort of collected stamps and coins for a month. Oh, well. I remember there was, when I were a lad, because if you can't tell, I'm old. When I were a lad growing up in country New South Wales, a town called Dubbo, there was actually a place that was the centre for philately in Australia. They would collect stamps from all around the world and build little stamp collecting kits, and everyone would get them via mail order. And it was huge, and it was based in Dubbo. And I'd forgotten that. You reminded me. So thank you, EOR. Problem with capitalism drive. Yeah, again, talking about endless growth in a closed system is terrible. Yeah, I know, Sartha. Hard to believe, but actually true. Now, I'm going to get a glass and some ice. So I'm just going to disappear really quickly. I'm just going to get a bit of ice for this glass and pour myself another drink. Got some Sprite there. I might pour. Oh. Oh. I forgot my glass for non-alcoholic drinks. I actually got it ready before I started the stream and then left it in the kitchen. Ooh, okay. Never had a Bloody Mary. I'm honestly not a fan of Bloody Marys. But of course, everyone has their own way of making them as well. I just thought it was fun that it was the birthday of the person who claimed to have invented the Bloody Mary. No, Tog, you and I, we can all be in denial about age. I'm happy about it. Inventor of the Glock died last December. Ah, there you go. Possibly not as influential as the inventor of the AK-47, Mr. Kalashnikov. That was really his name. Open source machine gun. The gift of the Soviet Union to the rest of the world. Okay, my mint garnish. He's worried about his soul because Kalashnikov was worried about his soul because the gun he designed had killed so many people because it was used all around the world. It was designed to be produced really cheaply for people with not many resources. Well, I mean, it would have to give you pause on your deathbed. Wait, was that open source gun I designed that's used all around the world and has killed thousands, if not tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people? Was that a good idea or a bad idea? Did the USSR make what cocktail? The Bloody Mary? No, it was French. I don't think the USSR even invented the White Russian, the Black Russian. I don't think cocktails are big in Russia. I think just drinking masses of vodka is the thing. Put that in there. Why not? I picked some mint. I'm just going to use it. I think sabotage is a French word. Sure, people in USSR invented cocktails. They just in the Soviets just slammed vodka, basically, is my understanding of it. Hello, Harry. How are you doing? You're also now making me think of the Bert Kreischer comedy routine, The Machine, which recently a movie released inspired by it, which was a genuinely fun movie. It's silly and light, but I did really enjoy Mark Hamill playing his dad. You're not Soviet? Safa is Ukraine born. Had a Russian postcode, Russian passport. Oh wow! And thank you. I have a lot of cocktail themed shirts. 40 or 50 of them. I haven't counted them recently. I did actually get some new ones recently. I know I was over 40. I don't know if I'm now up to 50. I haven't counted them. This is a lockdown thing. Started buying. Oh god, I was thinking, why does that taste like that? Because it actually has a bit of aperitivo. It's not bad. Oh, nice. You're at work, Harry. Thank you for dropping in to say hi. Always nice to see you. And I appreciate with a weird time difference and everything. So good, man. As the man said, you better call Saul. Oh god, I saw a little Better Call Saul clip on YouTube today. I haven't watched the whole series. I should watch the whole series because I quite like it. There's one of silly tricks thing is defending someone accused of robbing a store, and he says to the defendant, like a prosecution says is the man who robbed you in the store, and he points at the defendant and says that's him there, and then Saul gets up to defend him, and he's like, okay, so you're sure that's definitely the guy who robbed you? You made the statement, and sure, and he says, yeah, I'm sure, and he goes, okay, that's not the defendant. He's actually sitting at the back of the court. The judge gets really upset, and he says to the judge, well, you didn't recognize him either. People on Twitch is a lockdown thing. Okay. Yeah. Well, honestly, I used to do pre-recorded films, videos under the name of Angry Aussie. A lot of them very political, where I would shout and swear and stuff. And I don't know, in lockdown, everything was just a bit intense. And I stopped doing that and just started doing these hangout streams. So anyone who wanted to could just hang out and chill and deal with the insanity of the world. It's very interesting. I think enjoy Better Call Saul for different reasons. I'm enjoying Breaking Bad because Breaking Bad was very intense. And Better Call Saul has some good drama, but it has good comedy as well. Dramedy, as people like to call it. So I absolutely get you. I would enjoy Better Call Saul for different reasons to my enjoyment of Breaking Bad. So which one was my preferred one? Would probably vary depending what my mood was on a given day. But I came to really like the show centering on Bob Odenkirk. He's very good. And it's just a crack up when you see all the old comedy stuff. Like Bob Odenkirk's been doing comedy for decades. I think he was head writer on The Simpsons for a while. I know he did write for The Simpsons. I think he might have been head writer on The Simpsons. Jesus, Conan O'Brien was head writer on The Simpsons for a while. Some really big names in the first 10, 15 years of the show. Yeah, Bob Odenkirk has done some very funny comedy over the years. And we did mention, I think last time in the stream, we started talking about Bob Odenkirk brought up the movie Nobody, which is like an action film he did a couple of years ago. I don't know. Is there another Odenkirk who works on The Simpsons? It's a really unusual name. It would be very weird if two different people with a name worked on the show and they weren't related. Nobody was great, wasn't it? Because he wasn't John Wick. He wasn't this unstoppable killing machine. Things didn't always go his way. And yeah, I enjoyed Nobody. That actually fits the rhythm, doesn't it? The Stonecutters song, Who Made Bob Odenkirk a star? Steve Guttenberg song. But well done, Safa. Oh, is there a Bill Odenkirk? Okay, now maybe I was wrong. I was saying, okay. Did Bob Odenkirk did Bob Odenkirk write for The Simpsons? Oh, it was his. No. Thank you for correcting me. EOR, thank you for correcting me. Bill Odenkirk wrote for The Simpsons, which is Bob Odenkirk's brother. Without you here, I would not have known it. And I would have kept saying it was Bob Odenkirk. You know what that calls for? Oh, I have to do it as penance for the rest of the stream. That's going to have to run at the bottom of the stream. But genuine thanks, EOR. It was Bill Odenkirk, who's Bob Odenkirk's brother. Bob Odenkirk never wrote for The Simpsons. Harry, true crime case from Australia came about gun control. No, go for it. What's your question? I know. Lucky there's a banner to freaking make sure everyone knows. No, they're not super brothers like Mario. Again, conceptually, that's just so weird. And I find it very funny. The Mario Brothers, Super Mario Brothers, and it's not even the surname. Oh, Bob Odenkirk wrote for Saturday Night Live. Okay. I knew you wrote for something. There you go. There you go. But I learned, but I don't mind being wrong. Okay, so Port Arthur. Yes. Okay. Port Arthur was huge in Australia. Like nothing like it had happened. It was horrifying. That motherfucker hunted people down. Men, women, and children. He was a fucking monster. It fucking rocked Australia to its core, to the extent that conservative politicians advocated for and enacted really quite strict gun laws, despite a lot of their base being very opposed to it. Yeah, Port Arthur. Port Arthur is in Tasmania, Australia. Actually, I've never asked. I didn't ask you, EOR, what part of the world you're from. It was in the 90s. A mass shooting. It was absolutely horrific. By American standards, it was very minor. By Australian standards, it was the worst fucking thing ever. Absolutely rocked Australia to its core. So, Chog, for you and Mrs. Chog, devastating. Oh, yeah, I've actually been there as well. A while back, more than a decade ago, I think now, did a Tasmanian tour with Mrs. Angry. And yes, one of the places we stopped was Port Arthur. But that was absolutely horrific. That was such an extreme thing for Australia. So unlike anything we'd ever experienced. And action was taken. Yeah. Currently, our Conservatives are trying very hard to be exactly like your Conservatives, enacting very Trumpy bullshit. Electoral results suggest it's not going to actually work for them. That's happening. Okay, EOR, you're in Eastern Washington. Here's the thing. The overwhelming majority of Australia supported the changes in the gun laws and would support even stricter controls. In fact, there's probably more guns in private hands now than there were before the gun control laws were enacted, because they keep getting watered down. But that's the value of the Australian people valuing human life more than the idea of a sacred right for owning guns. And in fact, we haven't had that type of mass shooting happen since Port Arthur. I think the highest death toll in a shooting incident is one where, it's one of those awful murder-suicides with a family, and it was somewhere between 4 and 6 people. Oh, there was a weird one with some sovereign citizens a year or two ago who shot a couple of cops who came onto their property, and then they got shot by subsequent cops who showed up. So, you think even... look, it's not good. It would definitely make news in the US. The one that did my head in, that made me think nothing is ever changing in the US, was Sandy Hook. Toddlers. A bunch of white toddlers being killed in a mass shooting, and nothing changed. To me, I was like, well, that's it. Close the shop. We're done. If that doesn't enact change, nothing will. Sorry, saying the shooter from Port Arthur... Oh, I don't know. IQ's the whole thing, but he definitely had profound mental illness. He's a very disturbed individual. And again, probably very unlike the American legal system, his appointed defense lawyer, from what I read, his defense lawyer said, okay, you know what? You've got to plead guilty. Just plead guilty. You're fucked because you are guilty, and no one needs to be dragged through a drawn-out court case. We don't want a drawn-out court case. It's absolutely horrific. You just plead guilty. Columbine was definitely a school shooting in the US that sticks in the memory. Yes. Yeah, and Chog, again, I feel like the Americans, and again, this is going to be very wrong to judge from the outside, but it does feel like desensitizing. But I genuinely mean it. The Sandy Hook one, killing white toddlers and nothing changing, it's just like, okay, well, shit's fucked up, yo. And it's kind of always going to be fucked up. Ugh. I'm going to have some Sprite. Drink something that's not alcoholic before bedtime. Ooh, might even put a bit of my pineapple syrup in that because I've done that before and it was really yummy. Yeah, Harry, it's certainly from the outside, it's pretty fucking horrific. The regularity of the gun violence is oof. It's extremely upsetting. But this, honestly, I have to admit, I refuse to get emotionally involved when the latest outrage happens. Some people go, "Oh, we've got to get upset." And say, "You know what? I can't be bothered." And yes, Harry, you are right. There were school shootings, not just in the US, in other places around the world too, before Columbine. But Columbine ratcheted up the horror. Uh, was very bad. And there was so much wrong with the response to that. Look at that, Harry. Don't own a gun, just lift weights and hope for the best. Well, stay positive, man. That's all I can say. Gigantic sword or a magical staff. Well, we can hold out hope. I do really like that. Oh yeah, just a little bit of that pineapple syrup. Very yummy. I was thinking, I was just about going to get rid of that banner, but I think I kind of need to leave it there as punishment. Oh, I don't think I've ever sat through it. I thought you were going to say Canadian bacon's your favorite bacon. I don't think I've watched the whole thing. I've watched chunks of it. I remember really liking the joke about having to have the slogan on the side of the vehicle in French as well as English. It was something really insulting. But yeah. Oh yeah, that's a Michael Moore documentary, yeah, Bowling for Columbine. Which I don't mind. Michael Moore can, I mean, kind of sounds weird if I say, oh, Michael Moore could be a bit of a polemicist, someone who's fucking so I'm so aggressively political. It seems a bit weird for me to say, yeah, Michael Moore can be a bit one-sided when he says things. Oh, it was Eat My Shorts. See, I didn't actually remember that. I just remembered they had an aggressive slogan and they got pulled over by a cop who said they had to have it in French as well. Which almost felt like it was calling back that Life of Brian thing where he wrote Romans Go Home and the patrol caught him. And so what does he say then? He goes, it says Romans go home. No, it doesn't, because he got the grammar wrong. And they sort of, pull his ear and make him correct all the grammar. And it's like, right, write it out 100 times on the wall. I did not know Michael Moore directed Canadian Bacon. There you go. Yeah, I mean, I've watched quite a few Michael Moore documentaries, probably not all of them, but I saw his first one, Roger and Me, in the cinema back in the day. Oh, the cop's Dan Aykroyd. There you go. Yeah, there's a few problems that stop gun control in the US, but you know what? Like I said, um, I refuse to get emotionally invested in it, because I just feel like it's an endless cycle. Here's the thing, Justin. I feel like I did see the Michael Moore documentary, Capitalism: A Love Story, and I don't remember anything specific about it. Ah, nice. Back in the video rental days, your dad rented Canadian bacon twice when you were a kid. Yeah. Like I said, my memory of it is it's a fun comedy. I don't think I've ever sat down and watched it beginning to end, though. Ugh, yum. So, yeah. No surprise I harken back to Monty Python. I was so into Monty Python as a kid. The Monty Python albums, Monty Python movies. I think The Holy Grail is still my favorite Monty Python, just for its sheer silliness. A lot of people prefer Life of Brian, and arguably Life of Brian's a better, more traditionally structured film, but it's just the silliness of The Holy Grail appeals to me. Oh, no, I didn't. I'm vaguely aware of that one. It's another Michael Moore. I feel like the last one I have clear memory of is Fahrenheit 9/11. Um, but yeah, good on him. And I listen to his podcast occasionally. Don't know if he still even does it. God, now I want to look. I probably unsubscribed because I found him boring. Now I'm just going to look. Does Michael Moore still do a podcast? Let me see. Search. Michael Moore. That's right, Rumble. He called it Rumble. Okay, according to this, he doesn't do it often, but he is still doing it. Like once or twice a month. Basically, let me see. Rumble with Michael Moore. Let me double check. Okay, he hasn't done one since the 1st of January. And then did 2 in December, 2 in November. Yeah, okay. So he doesn't do it often. I was listening to it for a while, but I don't know. I must have found it boring and unsubscribed. You like the satire in... Sorry, I missed that. You like the satire in Canadian Bacon. Nice. So, Harry, Bowling for Columbine. Oh, okay. That's unpleasant. I don't remember that. So, where to invade next? Has Michael Moore going around the world looking for ideas the US should adopt? Gives whoever he's talking to an American flag and asks them to surrender. Okay, nice. So, EOR, in college, you're assigned to watch Bowling for Columbine. It's weird. Goth Rocker and the guy from Planet of the Apes clowned him. Yeah, see, I don't remember details like that. But yeah, it was weird. A lot of the response to Columbine, particularly from conservative politicians, was weird and fucked up. Like I literally remember one of them saying, because they came up with this thing that the two who did it were alienated youths who were part of the goth scene, and they weren't. But it was a story that got about, and it was there was a politician who literally said, "We don't need gun control, we need goth control." So it was literally, they were literally saying, just do repressive, fucked up shit to kids who fall outside a narrowly defined thing of normal, but don't limit access to guns. You think I should? I look, honestly, all things being equal, I think the chances of me going out to watch, out of my way to watch Bowling for Columbine again, are very slim. I literally think I've got Roger and Me on disc. Might be DVD that was released in the 90s. And it's maybe just for sentimentality. It's like, ooh, Michael Moore's first doco. and the one that I saw in the cinema. But it's ridiculous. I got into this compulsive thing of buying discs for a while, and I've actually got heaps, like literally probably dozens I haven't watched. Then the whole streaming thing came along. So it's like, oh, you know what? This is for like if the internet ceases to exist, but I still have electricity, then I have hundreds of hours of entertainment. I do also kind of find Michael more annoying. But let's see. So Harry, Daniel Jones, the man's name, drove his truck. Wow, that is, yep, okay. There is no question that is fucked up. Food time, 9:40 food time. Is like literally 4 hours ago I had food. I'm going to make you foods meals. Mind you, mid-afternoon, Mrs. Angry made the super tasty cheese and onion snacks, which I cannot recommend highly enough. It's so fucking yummy. It's just like a little bit of cheese, and to make it easy, we actually use sliced cheese. You slice onion really thinly, and then you put a bit of cheese and sit the onion on it and bake it, and oh my god, it's so fucking yummy. I see. I haven't watched enough Michael's Moore movies to have an opinion, Justin. Yeah, you think if you make Canadian bacon like Michael Moore? Not 100% sure what you're saying there, but you know, I blame tiredness and the fact that I did actually have a couple of cocktails in the first half of the stream. Oh man, that is really yummy. Hope I don't get a sugar rush going to bed, because that's well, it's sugar-free Sprite and my pineapple syrup, so there's a bit of sugar in there. Musical Aviator, hello. Tasmania Symphony Audition contains 24 pieces to perform. You've personally played 21 of them in orchestra. Okay, well, that's good. Probably played them better in 2008 than you do now, though. Well, all the best for your audition. Knock it out of the park, man. Oof. Sorry, just seeing the in the Sprite saying "recycle me" just reminds me of the 10-cent refund thing from Collection Centers. I actually did it today. Oh yeah, that's not surprising. Michael Moore 69, he's a boomer. Nice. Yeah, it's funny. At the various times I've gone to take bottles, cans to the cashback thing, it's been during the week, and I just happened to do it today, Sunday, and fucking everyone was there. There's so many people. Like when I've done it during the week, no one's there. Sunday's like family day. Going, yeah. EOI, good night to you. Thank you for joining. Hope to see you again another time. And take care. Yeah, somehow I felt really disoriented, because anytime I particularly went to this, there's an automatic center next to Caulfield Station, which is where I went. And when I got there during the week, there was never anyone else there, but there was a bunch of people and I had to wait. And there's one, there's like, you know, father and son, or possibly a grandfather and grandson. And I'm going to sneeze, sorry. I just suddenly felt a tickle in my nose. I don't know what caused that. But yeah, there was, there's like one group. And when they were finished, they were getting like, I forget how much. It's more than $20. Was it more than 40? But it meant they had put hundreds of cans and bottles in. And I was like, holy shit. Where do you store hundreds of cans and bottles? Like, I thought I was doing something, I got $4 something back, which meant I had 40 cans and bottles that I'd been saving for a while, and that took a lot of physical space. But these guys, when I realized these guys had been putting hundreds in, I was like, holy shit, where are you storing hundreds of cans and bottles? Thanks, Harry. Yeah, but Because like food for thought. If next time, which will be, I don't know, weeks, months down the line, when I've got enough bottles and cans to make it worthwhile, don't go on a Sunday. It's like family outing to the cash return site on a Sunday. So I'll go during the week again. The joys of working from home. I can, it only takes 15 minutes, go out and come back. So I can do that because, and I fucking love working from home because, if I feel, I can go and lie down for half an hour and I just make that half hour up. It's friggin' awesome. I mean, there should be a lie down space in the office too, quite honestly. And in fact, some offices do have that. But I just love having a workplace that's flexible enough and management that's mature enough. It's like, well, you just get shit done. If you have to take some time out in your day to do something, you just make it up. As opposed to some fuckwit boss who's just got to be over you. So I just want to see something on this stopper. Is that hook? Oh god, that was almost a disaster. No, that's just a mark. That's not fungus. Good. Just wanted to make sure. Oof. Just finishing stuff up for a bit. Sorry, every now and then I remember that I've got a little banner running across me. Angry Aussie is wrong on the internet. Because I was, to be fair. Yeah, any workplace that doesn't let you just step away is a shit workplace. This whole always on thing is counterproductive, and just like really weak managers who feel compelled to fuck with their staff. It's ridiculous. Just gonna do something. So I'm going to put a splash on this to flavor it, essentially. That's okay. All right. Yeah, you hear all these probably the absolute worst stories are the stories you hear about Amazon, both what they do to drivers and what they do to people in the fulfillment centers. And you keep getting talking heads for Amazon denying the stories, and it's like, I believe you. It's like if there's one story being told by the workers and the union, and a different, completely conflicting story being told by management, I know who I fucking believe, not management. And yes, the idea of like bosses timing away from their desk. There was a story that came out this week that some people, said they were getting timed how long they were in the toilet, and they got harassed if they were gone for more than 5 minutes. It's like, no. It's like, what's my job? What do you need me to do? Am I doing that? Then get off my fucking back. And I will, again, I hasten to add, my current workplace is actually really good. I just had my half-yearly assessment and it was good. And got good feedback from my boss. So my experience in my current workplace is good. It's definitely one of the better workplaces I've ever been in. And I've been in a lot of workplaces over the years. It's kind of funny because I've got one that was a definite benchmark for the worst workplace, hands down. And like my current one is a benchmark for a good workplace. So, I'm talking about quantifiable, measurable things of good and bad, not some vague, airy fairy idea. Like in the bad one, the manager literally said he didn't want anyone to have aspirations. He didn't want anyone to be looking for promotion or do greater things. He just wanted people who would come in and do their job and go home and not want anything more out of life. And it's just like, you are the fucking worst, dude. Dr. Abigail made a smoothie: ginger, mango, blueberry, spinach, seeds. Wow, that sounds really good. Yeah, I think there's variation, Justin. My experience is good. I've heard some pretty fucking awful stories as well. So, Harry, you're a security officer? Also work with 2 theatre degrees. I have a theatre degree. That was my thing. Sorry, you said you'd report the manager who said he didn't want people to have aspirations? There was no one to report him to. It was not a big company, and he was senior. That was the culture, and it was just fucked. Took me 2 years to get out of there. I kind of thought, you know what, I'm going to give this a chance. It does have connections to an international company. Maybe there's advancement. And by the end of the first year, it was very clear to me, this is never getting any better. This is fucked. But the job market was really bad, and it took me a year to find another job. I didn't quit. I wasn't going to quit till I had another job. And it took me a year to get another job, which was better. Harry, an office worker should be able to work at home. Yeah, absolutely. You're saying Home Affairs has the worst paying condition. I'll take your word for that. I don't really know a lot about all the government departments, but yeah, you occasionally was it Home Affairs that did that fucking bullshit with that robo-debt? Because that whole setup sounds pretty fucking nightmarish. Quite honestly, who the fuck was subjected to that? But yeah, it's basically when you get management that won't work with staff to look at stuff purely in terms of productivity and achievements, and has this weird command and control mentality. I have to see you. I have to be sort of over your shoulder the whole thing. Like I said, robo-debt was social services. See, told you I didn't know anything about the government departments. Knew nothing about the federal government. But yeah, it's all thing. Oh God, that's right. You got bitten by a cat and had to take antibiotics. Good Lord. Fancy that. I got very light. I think I complained about it on the stream. I got very lightly bitten by Shadow. It was a few weeks ago. Never got infected or anything. Just a little bit of, tiny bit of breaking the skin. And I kept an eye on it, but it never got infected. But I was pretty fucking annoyed at her for biting me, honestly. Oh, wow. Yes, the US Post Office saga was, again, nightmarish. So people were being punished for things they hadn't done. As you say, Safa, similar to robo-debt. Some piece of shit decides, oh, look, I've used an algorithm to determine X, and I'm going to punish people based on that, even though the calculations were wrong and unfair and punitive, and in both cases killed people. Because that's what bullshit, bloody-minded bureaucracy does. It fucking kills people. So a doctor asked you what you took for the pain. Nothing but a plucky attitude. Got chronic pain. You don't think about pain meds that often. Yeah. Oh, so you're talking about Justin, social services made everyone work 5 days a week, resigned when robo-debt was released. Yeah. And Some real fucking garbage work going on there. Yeah, so I'm currently doing 2 days a week in the office. I know the current round of negotiations, the new award, the union's going, no days in the office, 4-day week, extra week of annual leave. So they're throwing everything out there, knowing they're not going to get it all, but it will be interesting to see what we do get. I know Mrs. Angry gets forced to go into work 2 days a week, which is why I do. I don't get forced to go in 2 days a week. I choose to. Supposed to go in sometimes, but I go in the 2 days a week because Mrs. Angry has to. So I go in as well because I'd just be sitting at home on my own. So, what the hey? Oh, last bit of Sprite and pineapple syrup. Oh, man. It's super fucking yummy. I'm definitely going to make some more of that pineapple syrup down the line. It's very yummy. And considering the the base when it's on special only costs about $1.25. I might even experiment next time with not adding sugar to it. Just seeing what that's like. Because I thought it was a bit tart. And it's definitely yummy with sugar added to it. But I think it's maybe going to be yummy without sugar. I don't know. We'll see. It's a whole thing. I think I hear Mrs. Angry heading off to bed, possibly, which means I'm going to bed because going to the office, it's got to get up a little. Well, I choose to get up a little bit early to get to the office relatively early because then I can leave relatively early. And also, if I go a little bit early, get a bit ahead of peak hour. So, yeah, it's a whole thing. Hmm. Oof. Just sort of stupid, depressing news headline. I don't like long computes. You work better in an office environment. Yeah, and that's the thing. I think people should do what they do. What am I watching tomorrow? We got to finish watching a series, and I think we will finish it tomorrow. That's on Netflix called One Day. So probably going to finish that tomorrow night. Then we'll have to find something else to watch. Another series I don't. Sometime because we're going to see Dune Part 2 in 2 weeks. So we're going to rewatch Dune Part 1 sometime in the next 2 weeks. Don't know when. Not tomorrow. But sometime in the next 2 weeks. So we're all refreshed about what happens and ready for Dune Part 2 on a big screen. That ought to be cool. Looking forward to that. But yeah, I'm gonna head to Sleepy Berbers, I think. Probably back on Tuesday, unless I end up doing takeaway night with the offspring on Tuesday. Anything could happen. I also want to keep up the number of cocktail videos I do because we're kicking off planning for the documentary, which was Razor's idea when he was sunstruck. Yeah, Harry, I do like being at home. I'm definitely a homebody gremlin. 25 Celsius. It's much cooler than that here. And yes, Heine, I will be chasing up you and Greg on Discord this week. Just out of interest, what's it? It's only 18 here. There you go. Anyway, so you'll take care. I'll see you another time. Yeah, Ray's is in America now, Safa. So he's no longer working in 40-degree heat in Perth. He's in the United States. So see all you fine folk another time. But I'm